So everyone, and welcome back to some more Fate Grand Order. We are finally gonna continue with Lostbelt number 2, Götterdämmerung. Yes! I love that. I mean, just the name on it sounds freaking badass, Götterdämmerung. If I don't remember wrong, it is like Doomsday or something like that. I know it's German, and we actually have a Swedish role-playing game called Götterdämmerung after that. So yeah. Yes, fun fact randomly. Repeat, I'm amazed from oh yeah, that's true. That happened last time. This bald, oh yeah, bald Anders. Wandering Sea? Wandering Sea? The Wandering Sea? That doesn't make sense to me. Well, what is the Wandering Sea? That one of the three great organizational magecraft worlds? There's Clock Tower London out of eastern Egypt. Oh yeah, that's true. They mentioned that, yeah. And the oldest of them all, the Wandering Sea? It was located on an island from the Age of Gods, hidden in northern oceans. Does it mean it still exists? The gasp. Yeah, I never heard of the Wandering Sea. Atlas Institute I've heard of, the Clock Tower heard of, but never the actual Wandering Sea. That's the first time. Atmospheric analysis complete. Nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and carbon dioxide levels all green. There's nothing green outside though. Jokes on you, dude. The man in the atmosphere is almost identical to levels in the 21st century. I'm not picking up any harmful trace substances either. So we still have breathable air, even in this creepy, bleached world. Well, that means we can park the shuttle boat and go have a look for ourselves. What do you think, Lanok? Doesn't that sound intriguing? Step into a world of sheer nothing in every direction? Of course it does. First we go out and get some fresh air, then we look for food. I don't want to be negative Nancy, but what kind of food are we expect to find out there? It's just sand and nothingness. And I'm not sure about you, but I can't eat sand. Well, I can, but it doesn't do me good. And what is the Wandering Sea? Cryptic silence. Fuck off, Gordolf. Empty smile. Fuck you. What's going on? Whoa. You don't know either, do you? Of course I do. You don't. God of music is not a man to pretend to know something he doesn't. The Mage Association isn't a monolith, I'll have you know. Just because I used to work at the Clock Tower doesn't mean I've ever been to the supposed living wandering sea in the North Sea. So you only heard rumors? I thought you were from some big important family, old man. Don't you call me that, double chin? If I must spell that for you, then here it is. Hey, don't call me that. My second gene is sensitive, you know. They get often bullied by my first gene. And the third one. The third one is a fucking menace. The third gene is an awful fucker. The Wandering Sea of Bald Anderson is the first enigma ever discovered in the world of magecraft, and it will be the last to be parceled out. It's an island so mysterious and full of mystics that even such a given mansion of an incredible prestigious bloodline as myself may not ever set a foot on it. It's true, that all fits within Chaldea's database. It says that though the Mage Association has been around since the start of the AD era, it also splits into 3 branches shortly after its inception. The Mage settled in London evolved with the time and focused on developing magecraft over the course of history. That faction went on to become the Clock Tower, the largest and most powerful magecraft organization in the world. Its members include the Atmosphere family, the founders of Chaldea, and Mr. Gordolf here. Quite so. Here in the 21st century, the Mage Association and the Clock Tower are all but synonymous. The next major faction is the Atlas Institute in Egypt. They are dedicated to perfecting alchemy. We actually infiltrated their headquarters once during the Sixth Singularity in Camelot. Yes. And then of course it's where Rani comes from and Shion.
I know my institutes. It was a huge research complex, almost like a giant crypt built deep underground. And as easy as it was to get in, it was hard to get out. It's like life, guess. The Atlas Institute ironclad rule is that the technology created must never leave. But Chaldea's first director was granted an exemption thanks to the Atlas contract. The technology he was able to take from the Atlas Institute enabled him to complete Chaldeas. It was also the Atlas Institute that presented him with the Void Reality Observation Device, Paper Moon, one of the finest mystic codes ever made.
Indeed, they are seldom poked their noses out of their little hole in the ground, but I'm told they do converse with lords, albeit a little as possible. They may be a heartless bunch who only care about weapons and technology, but they can be rather useful if you play your cards right. Here, pick a card. No, not that card, take that one.
And finally, the last faction is the Wandering Sea, the Bald Anders. Dude, I got a Bald Anders. Oh god, poor Bald Anders. Anders is in baldness. Said to be somewhere in the North Sea. However, the most I could find about them was a brief overview, even in Chaldea's extensive files. It is said that Cardinal Rule is the only recognized magecraft from the Age of Gods, and refused to accept any advancement or alteration urged by civilization. In essence, their ideology is the exact opposite of the clock tower. So you mean they literally have been stuck in time? Why on earth would they have a radio then? Huh? Weird. Or do you mean that yes, they haven't evolved the magic? The magic is still the same, like magic. Indeed, refusing to accept progress in magecraft means refusing to accept consumer civilization. I guess I got the answer on that. The Wandering Sea's philosophy of magecraft is fundamentally incompatible with modern human society. That is why they keep their gates firmly shut, and why they seldom add to their number.
In other words, they're a bunch of old $40 obsessed with magecraft, so Asian that'd to be messing with carbon dating.
That's a good one, Gorov. Good one. High five, fat man.
That said, they drew up a gate just once every year to try and recruit promising new talents.
New? That doesn't sound very Wandering Sea-ish, if you know what I mean. Shouldn't they look for recruit promising old talents?
But even among mages of the clock tower, the number who actually make it to the Wandering Sea can be counted on one hand. One hand? You see my point? I'm saying the Wandering Sea is every bit as a secretary at the Atlas Institute, just in a different way. No one from the outside has ever been able to get the full story. The reason being, once you go in there, you don't go out. As the name suggests, the Wandering Sea is always on the move. Most who know of it believe it to be a floating island somewhere in the North Sea, but it is, in fact, the very opposite. It's the sea on the island. Wait, what? The Wandering Sea headquarters were built before the AD era began, and they never moved it at all. It is there the sea in which they are located that moves around, a world unto itself in many ways. That is almost certainly why its location still remains a secret even in the 21st century. Land that moves around while placing mystic textures on itself, I see. That would make its own independent singularity. It would also explain how it's able to escape whatever turned the Earth's surface into an endless wide desert. All the time I've been turning their nose up at us, and but as both things aside, they don't have any issues sending us a distress signal. Ha! Pathetic! Some successor to the true mystics they turn out to be, they should try to take a page from our book. I don't have any book in your hand, but yeah, a book. We're the ones who made it through rushing by the skin of our teeth with no outside help. We're the ones who are children flailing about with no plan.
At least you understand the situation is still pretty dire, I guess. Given the present circumstances, it looks like the people of the Wandering Sea have decided to bend their rules in order to offer us a lifeboat.
At that rate, Administrator Advisor Holmes, I have a question for you. I would like to be as certain as possible. What do you make out of this? Can we trust that the signal is genuine?
I'm afraid I can't speak to that. What do you think, Da Vinci?
Could go either way from the look of it. This transmission isn't part of the clock tower standard, but its wavelength is pretty close to the waveform of Atlas Institute uses. Since we don't have any data about the Wandering Sea ourselves, I can't really give you a definite answer. Still, I can verify that there's definitely something to be found at these coordinates. Whatever their story is, if there's a major workshop there, I'd really like to at least check it out. I know we managed to stretch things with the material we got in Russia, but there's still limits to what the Shadow Border can do.
Damn it, can't it still transform? I want a transform Shadow Border. You know?
Goo gaggy. Autobots roll out.
That would be cool. Anyone up with that?
What I really want to do is return to the whole frame from scratch, but
wait, what? Retune the whole... okay.
But that will be finding much in the way of material, considering the entire world seems to be an empty wasteland.
These coordinates from the Wandering Sea would put it in the seas west of Norway.
Hey, Norway! Norway!
We could go through the Scandinavian peninsula, or turn north at Germany and cut across Denmark.
Denmark! Hey!
We just left Moscow, we're heading west, so it will take us a few days to reach them regardless of our route. I mean, if we go west from Russia, going down, that would be... we would go through a lot of countries then. West would probably be the fastest. Then we'll go through Finland, Sweden, Norway. Yeah, I think that is faster. Assuming that the border can convert the man in the atmosphere into electricity, they just leave the question of food. We have zero sail?
No zero sail. As technical advisor, I expressly forbid it. Even if we are going to run into another one of those stone walls along the way, we need to stick to the surface as much as possible.
But why? And you said there are more of those stone walls? Explain yourself, technical advisor. If there's another stone wall in our path, doesn't it mean running straight into another Lostbelt?
We don't have any other choices, Gordolf. Not with the two big problems we're facing. First, there's a small matter of the Wandering Sea living up its name. These coordinates send us all over the place. Literally, in fact, they're in constant state of flux. Nothing definite or precise. With coordinates like this, it would be very risky to try zero sailing there with a paper moon.
How about we go one sailing instead? You know, ones and zeros, eh? I think that could go.
So until and unless we go to the Wandering Sea directly and force some kind of connection to it, a long distance zero sail is out of the question.
What could go wrong? Everything.
Second, and this is a real problem, we don't have the energy. Yes, Holmes also helpful suggests converting money to electricity as if it were a simple matter, but that can only get us so far. The conversion rate isn't efficient enough, so we end up spending more power than we can produce, which would make a long zero sail trip fatal.
Yay.
After all, no more power means no more working life support systems, and I don't know about you guys, but I sure don't want to be out here in the bleached white world all by myself.
Good point. The logic walls we have to put up in the void space do use a lot of power. At our current energy levels, I don't think the border could last 2 hours there. And like Da Vinci said, we don't even have the exact coordinates we need.
So what? Are you saying we didn't enter another Lostbelt if we go to this possible hope of salvation? Where is this new Lostbelt anyway?
If we use a typical one, then the entire Scandinavian peninsula is carved by one of these stone walls.
Holy shit!
Another half day or so driving and you should all get to see the closest thing to the edge of the world for yourself.
I take that you mean this white, featureless ground will continue until we exit Russia's territory then? At any rate, we have two possible routes to Wandering Sea designated coordinates. One that takes us across the Scandinavian peninsula, and one that brings us to the sea via Poland and Germany.
Hey, Poland!
Da Vinci, in your estimation, which of these gives us the best chance? Should we go by land or by sea?
I think making a sea voyage would be a lot to ask of the border. We could perhaps go through the Strait of Dover. But to be honest, I'd rather we keep our distance from the British Isles, as we have no idea about the state of the ocean just now. So I'm just saying it. So what I'm saying is, I think the overland route is the best choice right now.
Good grief. No sooner we are done with one Lostbelt than we're off to the second one. Your fault, Miss Lano. Another region we could cross. Oh, that's scary.
What? We're visiting our neighborhood, dude! Like, yeah, I can wave at the shadow border outside. Oh!
Now that's scary though. Indeed, I hardly concur, but I promise you will have a full support. To be afraid in a situation such as this is a mark of sanity. Let us just leave it at that.
You'll settle have us cross the Scandinavia peninsula then, aren't you, Darinki? Alright, we come this far to live in Moscow, so at the border sharing speed. We should reach the peninsula in about 2 days. Very well then, use that time to make sure we're fully prepared. Many are. If we run into anything we could use to shore up our defense along the way, take that opportunity to stop the border and ensure everything is in good working order. Darinki, you look after the little demi servant. Girl, I could have her falling down on the job. Arms, come with me. We got a solitary confinement chamber. We can have outrageous gay sex in there until we are so done that we come up with EODs.
Solitary confinement. Miss Gold, does that mean?
Of course, I'm going to dare to interrogate Karok. He should be waking up any time now. It's time for me to put my brilliant questioning skills to use.
I thought it was gonna have gay sex in there. Okay, but you can't get everything.
When I'm through with him, he'll tell us what the cryptids are, what we'll do planning, everything. Mark my words. He's prepared to taste the pig tinker of Gordov.
I'm coming. I'm coming too.
Don't you look at me like that. This last people with the right job. I may not be the best fit for interrogation, but you, even less so. Don't you worry, can't make myself a twisted little rat, but still a growing boy. Merely tempting with food and really be put in my hand. Trust me, I'm one whiff of a creamy carbonara. A creamy carbonara. Hey, want a cream pie, baby? No, a creamy carbonara. Okay, we get that instead.
Worry not, Miss Lana. I'll see to that the interrogation doesn't devolve into violence. In fact, I have my own question I wish to ask him. I have a fairly good idea of the cryptid's goal now, and I also believe I know the extent of Gaddox and Lupus' personal knowledge. However, there are still two important things I know a little about. The Tree of Emptiness and that serious light command spell of his. Granted, the latter is something Gaddox merely mentioned once, and it may not be that important.
Oh no! Escape hatches! Emergency alert? What is it all about? I thought there was no more supposed to be any more emergency.
We're not out of the Russian woods yet. Something approaching us at high speed. It's closing in our port side at over 90 kilometers per hour.
Well, that's pretty.
Come on, Manjua, floor it before they catch up to us.
I can't! We're just about to go uphill! The boat can't go any faster!
Oh crap, I'll pick up a heat signature. It's an RPG!
RPG! RPG! RPG!
Impact in 3, 2.
I thought that wasn't recommendation. Damage report. Is the engine intact? Or are you gonna have to break in the middle of this flames?
I'm sure the damage is negligible and our armor is still perfectly intact. We shouldn't need to do more than wipe off the scorch marks. The Shadowborder's armor is a composite of cutting-edge technology and magecraft theory. Normal weapons can't even scratch it.
That's not what I'm seeing, Holmes. That also got one of our armor plates. Another hit like that will be in deep shit.
Huh? Really? I guess it's a magical RPG, you know, role-playing game. Lots of magic in those games.
Oh! And that was, I remember now. This is the same sort of explosion from way back.
Wait, what happened?
2 weeks ago when I was a helpless, all-but-handsome man being shot with anti-material rifle. So it can only be that Kurt Sky is back to filling the job. It is really about being encouraged this time. Fo.
Spare us a trip down memory lane, old man! Come on, Holmes! Do something! Right, my apology. I'm not used to eating crow. Eating crows? Why are you going eating crows now? We don't even have chickens. Evacuate all staff in the portside hallway to the engine room immediately. Miss Carol and I will go and deal with this attack. On that note, Miss Caroline, I would like you to put up a magical engine barrier in the internal hallways as a fend off a possible second round. I trust you're alright with that, Lano? I am go for it, Master.
Don't worry, Senpai. I won't let them put one more scratch on the border.
The hostile entity should reach the board in 50 meters. Putting up visual now!
They must think they're hard stuff. The vehicle must have been present suspended. We were heading straight out of it, though. I didn't think Russia had a race car like that around.
I just imagine like a Russian Lada car, like.
Alright, where are you, little leftover pushnik? Let me see what it looks. What the actually?
That's not a vehicle. It's a person. Someone is approaching on foot. Wait, that's silhouette.
Daddy! Clerk of us, man, I lost about 7 reading. It's that priest. The one who called himself Metropolitan Macarius. Or Rasputin. I woke up when I thought I heard a voice calling me. It was cold, almost brittle kind of voice. Where am I? I guess this means I'm still alive. There was a dull ache in the back of my head where I got pistol whipped. He sure wasn't playing around. Goddamn cowboy. Shouldn't Allah be cool and laid back and all that? This shaking. Am I in a vehicle? This must be the shadow border. I try to assess the circumstances as best as I can in this dim lit place. Looks like they took me prisoner. They bound my hands, but now I can move around freely. The anti-magical cuffs they must have used on me are laying in pieces on the floor. Did I break them unconsciously while I was out? No, I couldn't have. I know I'm not capable of that. Why are the cuffs so damn cold? Did something freeze them enough to turn them brittle? Is that a last thing from Anastasia? Maybe it's her. Not the point in time my mind makes me sick. I don't have time to get all sentimental. Now that I've failed, I don't have the right. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to waste this opportunity. If I'm going to make a getaway. Is someone attacking the shadow board from the outside? But the only one would do that are the cryptos. That means someone else to rescue me? No, there's no chance of that. They're here to shut me up. There's no other reason anyone would waste their time on a loser like me. Alright, I can't just sit here around and wait for them to kill me. First, I gotta find a way out of here. After that, who knows? Escape all I can hope for now. Once that is done, I just have to see where the winds take me. Kedok, no! We could be friends! We could be allies!
There goes another one. What's the situation?
Mashu raised her shield just in time. That one barely did anything. Way to go, Mashu!
Fo.
The House of Seven is still in pursuit on the border's port side. Wait, is he about to fire again? How many rounds did he bring with him?
I just know that the NFF service blocking in the field must be one of Kurt Sky's weapons. No wonder it was able to damage the Mage flower. That's it. Looks like a pretty old sermon, no rods. Like pearls before swine, so took gold before music, I suppose. I just read rod.
Goddammit, what? Fucking camera.
The only one who could probably have more than me come up like it's Kurt Sky herself.
Wait, what? Why is the hatch open? Goro, quick, check the internal surveillance camera. I think someone opened the border's hatch and got outside.
No, Caddock.
What? That can't be right. You expect to be someone hanging up the side like this from counteraction? Well, that's counter. That's a man adventure grid. That's on around here.
I thought there was something on us. This thing that head towards the deck now.
As we try to take advantage of the confused escape, eh? Come on, Lala. We'll take it out as you go up there, too. Do not let Cattle go away. I have a mountain of questions you need to ask him.
Right. What am I supposed to do? I'm a big wimp. I will die. You figured you showed up. You look a little less dazed now. Glad to see you're back to your usually happy-go-lucky nonsense. Yeah, Putsky snapped me out of it. Putsky! I see, so that Jack is dead now. Would have won if not for him. Yes, that stupid speech of his was potent shit for you. Was potent shit? Yes, of course, potent shit, I like it. He was a thorn in my side, but if I got to admit he was a hell of a guy. I won't repeat the mistake of writing someone like him off as a loser.
Enough chit-chat, old editor Blue-Puss. Get back on board now, and I'll make sure you're treated fairly under international law.
Which laws? There is nothing international left!
Trust me, you don't want to be stupid, go damping off from a vehicle like this. I can tell you from experience that you regret it. You'll end up dead and we have all lost you. Show me that you're willing to help us and I'll be willing to put in a good word for you with association.
You don't have to threaten me. I thought there might be a lifeboat or something out there, but there's nothing. Getting out there was a huge pain in the ass and looked like it was all for nothing. Once I might jumped up just to spite you, but now I got a promise to keep. I can go throw my life away. Dude, he's gonna get shot, isn't he? Coin Sky gonna snipe him and he's gonna die before he reveal anything. You want to interrogate me? Right. Fine. I'll tell you everything you want to know. That's more price to pay for survival. At this point, I don't care what it takes to stay alive. Tip out of it, well... Fuck! No! Caddock! Rasputin, you son of...
Why, even in the god of music. How nice to see you again.
See, I knew that would happen. Why would you guys just not go back down the hatchet?
You too, Master of Chaldea. Allow me to offer my congratulations on successfully taking down Russia.
Let go of him right now.
I'm afraid I can't do that. I have my own concerns, you understand, of course. My job was to oversee Kadok Zamlupo's role as cryptor, and that role has come to an end. So I thought I would give him a merciful send-off as possible. As if Da Vinci was out now, he's gonna get stabbed Kadok in the back too. As a gentleman, I'm unbound to stop him, but my golf punch will never work on him.
I want to see the golf punch.
Golf punch! Damn it, where's home? When did him? I thought it was always supposed to be 2 steps ahead.
Not to worry, Director Gordolf. Eliminating all of you is in my job description. Russia is currently my sole jurisdiction, you see? As such, I need to handle this before you left the area entirely. I hope you can forgive me the necessity of my resorting to such drastic measures, unbefitting of my age though they are. I'm afraid I lack Coin Sky's ability to move between Lostbelts. I'm limited to getting around the same way you do. As a middle manager of sorts, I'm not able to go to the next Lostbelt with a foreign god without the foreign god's permission. Foreign god? Intriguing. Would you be so good to tell us more, Metropolitan Macarius? I'm some late, Master. Caddock? Now then, I'll do my best to be on my way. I hope you won't mind me saving the answer to your question for your next meeting, Sherlock. Oh, but before I go, I would at least like to put a stop to this false name you've been using for me. My true name is Rasputin, Grigory Rasputin. Rasputin. That said, I confess that the spirit already doesn't belong to me. I'm simply borrowing it from a dead man. I did so that long ago, my dear priest. My concerns are more fundamental in nature. Where did you acquire that dead man? In proper human history, Konomo Curious body was cremated. So how did you come to take possession of a dead man without a body? Oh, I'm sure you'll figure out that sooner or later, Sherlock. That is, after all, what do you do? You once called... Oh god. Oh god. In which case, I'll go ahead and label this attack the same way. Ask yourself who committed this crime and how. Once you arrive at the answer, we will meet again. When that day comes, I look forward to you accusing the culprit in person.
Father Cormina, Rasputin's made off with Kadok.
No, Kadok!
What should we do, Senpai? Maybe we turn around the border right now and...
Don't bother, we'll never catch up, and we can't risk going back to Russia. We also have to give up on the interrogation Kadok and Lupus. This was my fault. I should have considered that someone may pursue us.
No, Kadok, no.
Damn it, I can't believe I got knocked out again. Sneaking around people, stabbing them is kind of your thing, huh? I think my heart actually stopped for a while back there. Indeed, it did. If you hadn't, do you really think Oz would have let us escape so easily? No, if you had realized you were still alive, they would have come back to retrieve you. I couldn't let that happen. Not after Kirstari asked me to bring you back to Olympus. Olympus? Is that so? Well, it doesn't matter either way. You wasted your time, Rasputin. Oh? Whether Khalid kills me or Vadim does it, I'll be just as dead. Now that I've failed, I don't belong with either of them. I'm just going to be an example to the other cryptos. What is it? If you got something to say, then spit it out, father. Apologies, I was thinking how much easier my job would be if Kirstaria was the sort of person. At any rate, it's clear what's going to happen to you. You may have lost your right to run a Lostbelt, but you still have your serious light. The command spell belongs to our god. As long as you possess it, your life does not belong to you alone. You no longer have the option of throwing your life away, Kadok Lupus. Your fate is the very least bit of your soul squeezed out of you until the day you die. That sounds pretty rough. Ooh, intro, the prologue. Gosh, I'm excited for this. Man, goddammit, honey. I need to wet my throat a bit. It's been 2 days since Rasputin, the Suda servant, attacked. The Chaldeans are currently on the way to the Lostbelt in Scandinavia. Choo-choo! To Scandinavia! Everything is so white! Oh yeah, that sounds very racist. The world's blank slate has never seemed more appropriate. It's like the entire surface has been reset. Nothing but pure white wherever you look. Everything is gone. Oh man, the Nazis are really happy, I guess. Nature, civilization, even the flora and fauna completely disappeared. No, not disappeared. It's more like they're all being pruned away. All there is to see in every direction is pure white plain. Though there were a few topographical exceptions along the way. They look the remains of buildings, but they appear to have been warped by extreme heat or destroyed in some kind of shockwave. Sound like they've been nuked. Massive bombs, you know, Armageddon. Whatever the cause, upon close inspection one could see that this had once been man-made structure of some kind. This led Lana and her allies stepping out of the shadow port to investigate further. The atmospheric composition was normal, the air was breathable, and the gravity was the same as before. There was no need for a hazard suit or a space suit or anything of the sort. Good thing you didn't have to get all dressed up like an astronaut, said Leonardo da Vinci with a cherubic smile. Look, Senpai, you can see them up ahead. Buildings. Wow, that look funky as fuck. Look, they've been bleached. That explains why you couldn't see them at distance. Yeah, it's like everything had been, like, removed of color. Those are buildings, right? If there are any survivors, we should bring them back to the board as soon as... I'm pretty sure there's no one here, dude. She tried all of a sudden, probably because of what she was beyond anything she could ever imagine. No one could blame her. Anyone else would have been agape at the bizarre sight before them. The color had been drained out of everything. Some parts of the building even looked as they had been rubbed away with an eraser. The whole thing looked like some bizarre postmodern art exhibit, and it was made all more baffling by being in the middle of a bleached desert. There was no sense of life anywhere, not even the remains of what once had been life. It all looked so sterile, especially for ruins. Also the thing that you only see in dreams. Everyone back on the border seeing on their monitors must have thought they were looking at footage from an alien planet. Let's go in. There might be someone inside. Probably not. It's a bit spooky. Earth had changed. It had been completely bleached. A planet now totally devoid of life with the exception of the Lostbelt. But even when it had been reset to a blank slate, there was still some places, some buildings, some life forms that had survived. Caldea decided to call these remnants. Today was the first contact they had with these sort of remnants. Those buildings had been left behind on this newly blank Earth. Despite the new director's pessimistic outlook, the other staff couldn't ignore the possibility. However slight, there might be still other survivors. But even though they never did find any other people, their investigation wasn't for nothing. Because they did find signs of life, signs that someone had survived all this and had been here before them. Here near the Scandinavia Lostbelt, in what used to be Helsinki, the capital of Finland. Yes, I know Helsinki, or in Sweden we call it Helsingfors. Cool. Where signs in this building that someone somewhere was still alive. Signs that someone had been living here for days, weeks, maybe even months. Empty bottles, pile of canned food, the remains of communication devices that someone had clearly spent a great deal of effort trying to repair. There's even something that looked like a doll lying on the floor, a sign that a young child had been among the survivors. And above all, they found something that had clearly been left behind with intent. According to this journal, it looked like someone was here as recently as 2 days ago. The last entry is dated the day before yesterday. It looked like there were 6 survivors at first, but over the time the numbers greatly dwindled until... In the end, whoever wrote this journal must have been the last one to disappear. Where could they have all gone? Unfortunately, though whoever wrote the journal had excellent penmanship, it was in a language that Lanok could not read. Since we are in Finland, I assume it's in Finnish, and that's fucking... It could have been Finnish or maybe Swedish. Swedish! I know Swedish! I can read Swedish! Anyway, it was a little bit Greek, a lot of fuck off! I know Swedish! And I know a few words in Finnish. And that's the thing. Many in Finland, there is many that also write in Swedish as well, so yeah. Why did this happen to our planet? Why does the invader from another world hate humanity so much? If nothing else, those final questions read on the last page were clear. Why? Why? There's all the people could ask, even as they were wiped away, almost as though they were being punished for seeking the meaning in their crisis. It's time, Master. Let's head back to the border. We're almost to Sweden now. Yay! I live there! You should rest up for the coming battles. Maybe, okay, that explains why I see the shadow border going by. As they left the remnants behind, one thought haunted each and every one of them. Nowhere was there so much as a trace of blood, a hint of violence. Soon the shadow border will enter the second Lostbelt. Will it be a hellish wasteland inhospitable to life, or perhaps... That's a big fluffy orb. It's like a big fluffy boob. We are ready to fight! So that's what Stormwalls look from the outside.
Yep, finally about to take the plunge into the Scandinavian Lostbelt, and not because we have no other choice like with Russia. This time we choose to do it ourselves. As you all saw, there's a tree of evidence here as well, though at the distance it looks more like a faint pillar of light than a tree.
Is it supposed to be like the aurora, you know, the northern light? That would be cool. I mean, it's something pretty famous up north in Norway, Sweden, Finland, and all that.
Well, it's quite so. We may not know what it is like on the inside, but we do know exactly what we need to do. God damn it. This is Lostbelt, a place carved out of history different from our own. There's no telling what horror may await us there.
Yep, as I can imagine it, from Norway we have crazy fishmen, Norwegians have merged with the crazy fish and oil, so they are like oily fishmen now. Crazy people. Denmark, they are Danes. They are. Swedes are turned to IKEA furnitures. That's how I foresee what happened is effing Lostbelt. Iceland is Iceland as well. They are more like geysers.
But once we get done with this thingamabob, the Lostbelt returns to its original state and the storm wall will disappear.
Yep, but I think we should put this particular empty investigation off until later. Our priority is to slip through Scandinavia and get to the Wandering Sea. Depending on what it's like in there, we might be able to just ignore the Lostbelt. If we're going to invade this place, we should do so after we improved our offensive option at the Wandering Sea. It won't do for Lana much to be able to ever risking their necks in the front lines.
Let's hope that this mission really was from the Wandering Sea. So what now? I thought those store walls were impenetrable.
That we can penetrate using Shadowboard's primary function. Thrusting. That storm is approximately 2 kilometers wide, so we'll cross it via zero sail.
You mean we're going to jump back into the void space? Come on now, sure I'm not the only one who was violent and comfortable seeing his soul live as body was, I mean, it's just Bill is looking down at your own body in the third person a truly unsettling experience.
Well, I have to deal with it, Gordolf.
You're kidding me. I mean, you're completely fine with it. Doesn't bother you having a bird's eye view of your own life.
Of course it makes us feel sick. But you're the commander now, yeah? So freaking suck it up, would you? Honestly, I've gotten used to it. I mean, a short hop through the void space is nothing compared to a ray shift. Not that I've ever ray shifted myself, of course.
Now, don't start your back to me, Menu. Ray shift. Clearly, this sterile trade program that began in my new administration is far more impressive, Shilman. Holmes, Galicia, prepare the Shadowboard for takeoff.
Indeed, Gordolf. I, for one, am truly inspired of your little speech. And well done on your part, Miss Menu. That will be one less thing to worry about during our dive.
Good man, Menu. Okay, places everyone. Time to strap on for today's out-of-body experience. The good news, we're going to dive as deep as we did last time. Deep. We're just going to skim under the surface, so to speak, so that we stick to reality, space-time, and distance as close as possible. We have to do it like that, since we don't have anything tying us to Scandinavia. I'd be like a split-second dive into a two-dimensional plane. Think of it like going scuba diving without an oxygen tank. Oh shit. We just need to hold our breath for a little while while we make our way through the wall. Also, Lana, you know we'll be setting foot in another brand new world soon, right?
Let's go where nobody's gone before her. Again!
To infinity and beyond!
Okay. Let's go see what's on the other side of this wall. Expanding void reality observation device, Paper Moon. Destination southern Sweden near Norrköping! I know where Norrköping is.
It's actually it's not too far from where I live.
Expand logic formula Shadowboard external armor, removing existing verification of reality space. Further prediction in hypothetical prove mirror world playing in 20 seconds. Relaxing space-time friction decompression for 0.4 seconds. All systems green. Void space may be a calm sea, but as always, don't forget to watch out for big waves. Shadow border untethered from reality. Void space dive. Zero sail. Unfurl.
Oh my god. We have Norrköping. It's just some hour from where I live, literally. If we get close Värnamo or Jönköping, I will fucking eat it. Like, yikes. It's just so fun because it's so weird. Just imagine being near where I live actually in this game. I think everyone feels like, oh, we're near Moscow. Assault of the Demonic Sword beginning. Nani? Now I'm curious. I've always hated Sundays. Yeah, the problem with Sundays is because you know that is the last day before Monday starts, and it's just a pain in the ass. Is it because I hate my father? No. Is it because I hate my mother? No. It's not that either. Is it you go to church? When I was little, I wholeheartedly embraced their dreams for me. I really thought everything they talked about would come true. I didn't need to hate them. I didn't even need much in the way of parental love from them. I believed I would one day reach 6 imaginary elements just as they wanted. I would be the one makes family long-held dream come true. I didn't need the power I needed to accomplish that. Oh god, where did everything go? There we go. But even so, I hated Sunday, detest them even. I loved having to spend all day Sunday at home. The home I grew up in with my parents. Well, that sounds not good. From the time I woke up until the time I went to bed, I felt as though that giant sinner was crushing me to death. You were in a church? I don't hate my parents. I respect them. I'm proud of them. That much has never changed. So then, what did I hate about Sundays? I mean, I assume you went to church, something like that? Which I don't know about, because I never went to church. Well, I have, of course, but I don't go on Sundays or anything like that. I'm atheist. Ah, fuck.
So for this here is looking just peachy. Just keep back and enjoy this little voyage through the sea of time. We got 150 kilometers to cross. At our current reduced speed, we should take about an hour or so.
Fool.
Somebody's not happy about this trip. What happened to all that bluster you were spouting just a little while ago? I know this is only our second voyage, but you should be used to this by now. Am I wrong, Gordov?
Oh, yes, isn't this something? Technical advisor? Is it tea time already?
Something you're worried about, Commander?
Of course not. I wouldn't waste time on foolish sentiment. I thought I would feel better after we defeated the struggle to destroy Korea, but I don't at all. My poor four flush. They were the finest private army I ever had. They may be a bunch of fogs and hoodlums, but they did their job damn well. As this whole mess is sorted out, I'll need to pay out their life insurance. Once I can scrape together more than a penny to my name, of course. As said, this way getting around really is beyond the pale. I'm a man of the land, not the sea. Not that I hesitate to board a submarine to save humanity, of course. But this, I may be bad about seasickness now, I can't speak. But I don't think I ever get used to the zero sail nonsense.
So you still feel bad even though you're not seasick? Are you close to phobic or something?
Fool. No, I'm not claustrophobic. I mean, I don't care if this void space business. It's not something I'm just going to get used to. Let me be clear, getting used to danger means losing sight of security. Oversights, betrayals, bankruptcy, victories again revoked by archers, all this sort of retribution stem from carelessness and arrogance. You can't assume everything will be sunshine and roses just because things happen to go your way once. Not to mention, anything that exists of voice space may be a great feat, I'll admit, but to be honest, you still don't have a clue what it even is, do you?
Why are you looking at me? I don't know anything.
I'm making a rule never to get in a machine I can't drive myself, but yeah. Voice space is something only try to have a major ever so much has touched. Just thinking about floating around and that makes me... Oh, no, I figured out that make me to be sick.
You say that, yet your complexion tells me that you're feeling just fine. Gordov. No, Mr. Gordov, I admire your gumption. The rest of the staff are equally versed in science and magecraft, but you, Director, are Mage's mage. That's why traveling through void space puts you so ill at ease. You're keenly aware of both the benefits and risks posed by the... Ah, gosh, I can't speak. I hate myself. Yet, despite that, you're doing your utmost to remain calm and collected. That is truly keeping a stiff upper lip. Stiff? As I say, commendable. You must have hit rock bottom quite a few times in your life. Perhaps you're accustomed to being in dire predicaments at this point.
I'm accustomed to nothing on the shore. I've never once crossed the finish line in last place. I'll have you know.
Cross the finish line in last place? I've never heard an expression like that before, Director Gordov.
Well, of course I haven't. But you got to be a man of my caliber, Miss Master. Even an expression of you take on a special life of their own.
That's the first time he's ever addressed me respectfully. That's Holmes' way of compliment you, Director. I think so too. Mr. Holmes only ever speaks about what he's certain of, after all. Ah, you got that right. That's hell of a nice way to put it, Macho.
What's this? That what that was about. If you both say so, you might be right. Foo-foo. By the way, technical advisor, what does our itinerary for this voyage look like?
Huh? Director Gordolf, Da Vinci just briefed us about that right after we arrived in void space. Maybe he blacked out. Poor Gordolf. I'm sorry, Mr. Gordolf. We had no idea you lost consciousness with your eyes open.
Well, come on now, don't be absurd. I've had the GG for some accelerate to over 250 kilometers per hour, I have, you know. I say, what about you, youngster? Yes, you know. Your file said you frequently fall into REM sleep. I believe it even said you could do it standing up, if not mistaken. Is that some special skill of yours?
Ah, wait, as you're talking about me? I actually fall asleep standing up. Because I have very bad, I don't sleep well. I've been up all night because I couldn't sleep. And I got up early for work. And I didn't want to sit down at the factory because I was afraid I would fall asleep then. So I stood up and fell asleep standing. I woke up when I was about full. That's right, we call that Lana Rem. That's cute.
No way, but a skill about a skill, but are you people alright? At any rate, it does something just as easily as I do. Remember what the briefing was about. Perhaps now we could be good time to review all that you know while we're at it.
Yes, that's a good point. I'm sorry. But as for Senpai, I think she went off to have lunch with Fu after we left on the Zero Sail. Ha ha ha! You heard the man, Da Vinci. Would it be so kind to summarize our current situation for him?
Sure, if that's what he wants. Okay, let's go over our immediate itinerary again. Just entering the Scandinavian peninsula right around here. At the moment, we're still diving through the storm wall. On our current route, we should then emerge here in northern Europe, at the southern part of Sweden. It's only 10 kilometers trip, but since we don't have any connection to Scandinavia, surfing at our intended destination will come down to a combination of dice roll, and my navigational genius. And since I got my hands full making sure our coordinates don't got fluctuating all over, we have no way of knowing if there will be any hostile entities on the other side. So be ready for an even rougher emergency than the one we went through in Russia.
Cool.
So otherwise, entering one of these Lostbelts inevitably comes down to the luck of the draw, eh? You have to make double sure. Is there any way we could ignore the Scandinavian Lostbelt and head straight to the Northern Sea? Certain conditions need to be in place for us to emerge inside the Lostbelt, right? Then why go out our way to do that? And we don't know they want to see exact coordinates. We can't go to the Northern Sea.
I know, but I'm afraid that's just not possible. We're currently skimming right next to the border between reality space and void space.
Yeah, and also I want to visit. Maybe we could visit. They could park here, Masha, Holmes, and everyone. They could come in here for a bit of coffee. They could say hello to Shanli and Tifa. You know, you're saying.
It's the only way we can peek into reality from void space, which we have to do when we're going to emerge somewhere we lack connection to. In addition, the amount of power the shadow border consumes in this mode is directly affected by the amount of real-world distance we travel. I mean, it would have to be, given that we're following reality so closely. And at our current power levels, there's no way the border can zero sail more than 300 kilometers near the mirror world plane. So we have to emerge in Scandinavia Lostbelt if we're going to stock up for the journey to the Wandering Sea.
I see. This here same business sounds good on paper, but it certainly has more than fair drawbacks, doesn't it?
Basically, you want to go diving and emerging wherever we like.
Yes?
Well, we can't. Neither the board nor myself are up to that, at least not right now. Sorry, Gordy.
Sorry, insist, but whatever you were dealing carbon tea these days. Fine, you're saying you want to relive with full facility, eh? Once we make our way through Scandinavia and meet up with the Wandering Sea, then things should improve at least a little, yes?
You got it. I'm glad you're such a quick study. So as I was saying earlier, just kick back and enjoy the last bit of our voyage. We currently off from real-world time by about 10 days. We emerge from void space as soon as we are through the storm wall. So just like what happened in Russia then. Then that would mean no one of these enormous street really is here in Scandinavia too. One of these
Indeed, we could see it for ourselves before we began our journey through the storm. Would that be Yggdrasil, the tree in Norse mythology? If we just so happen to emerge near the Tree of Emptiness, we'll need to choose between leaving Scandinavia behind or investigate the tree. Regardless, we'll no doubt need to make our way across a considerable bit of land once we reach the inside of this Lostbelt. I encourage you all to remain calm and in control so that we may be better react to whatever awaits us. I wonder if we would... No, I don't think so. I mean, sure, it can be cold, but we don't have as winters as harsh as Russia, at least. For now. Although when the Russia Tree of Emptiness came crashing down, it did so rather indecipherable.
What was that?
Is something coming towards us? Again. Something's pinging an omnidirectional sonar. What the? There's something with a fixed wavelength moving around. Something with a fixed wavelength? Do you mean there's something else here beside the shadow border?
Wait, what? That Oh no, just hold on. You mean to tell me there's something alive out there in void space? Foo-foo.
Indeed, under normal circumstances, nothing could possibly exist in void space unless it were itself composed of void. There are exceptions, though. Namely, the all-terrain void transport shadow border, its crew, and the paper moon. And that can only mean there are void creatures. There's someone or something else that can travel via zero sail. If there were, it would require technology that surpass Atlas. I wish I could say that we're entirely impossible, but we can't rule it out. Da Vinci, are you seeing anything on your end? Your eyes should be a good deal sharper than ours.
I'm sorry, but I got my hands full keeping track on the real world terrain. I can't spare any cameras to see what might be near us. Oh, but I have noticed one thing that's strange. The shadow board has been running really smoothly for a while now. So there's definitely something out there in our vicinity. Just I could tell what it is.
That's a big space. Why is there a big space there? That's weird.
The border also got magecraft and spirit radars in addition to the sonar, but they're not turning anything up either. So I can't imagine it could be anything living in voice. I'm guessing it's using soliton-like wave conduction, but...
We...
Check the code off?
We're under attack!
Oh, who was who saying the old man had got to use of this stuff?
There might be some sort of monster reserve with a business sale. It could be anywhere.
Yes, that is a distinct possibility. Rasputin mentioned something along those lines too. As I recall, he said that while he was unable to freely move between Lostbelt, Konskaya could do so. It's difficult to imagine she employs the same method that we do, but she may well have her own means of crossing dimensions.
Dear, you see? You also even observable for yourself. These are obviously full of monsters. I wouldn't be surprised me at all if one of them was a rider with just that sort of skill.
Do you even hear yourself? This is void space. This whole dimension should even exist. There's no way there could be anything here besides the border. A creature or heroic spirit with the ability to conduct a zero sail. I know Miss Miyamoto wandered between parallel worlds, but only that she tunnels from one to another. She only a drifter who keeps falling through realities because all the other possibilities have abandoned her. There's no being in all of reality space beside us who can freely travel between dimensions. That at least was the Atlas Institute Trimegistus said as of 2018. Still, it's not something we can rule out entirely. That we are here ourselves means there must be a possibility for someone else to be as well. Couldn't you keep that to yourself, Holmes? You're just gonna work the old man up even more. You're gonna give him a stroke at this rate.
Fool? Let's get even closer.
Please calm down, Director. I know this may not help put your mind at ease, but I think I sense something. Something close.
What is it?
I don't think so, but it's strangely enough, I also don't think whatever it is malicious. In fact, I think it might even be kind of warm and comforting.
Is it Roman coming back to us? Romani!
Oh, come on now. That's a standard demon operating procedure. The bait and hook with kindness. Well, I'm a father flesh. I'm gonna go to listen to my own instincts and they say, fuck off. Listen up, all of you. I have no desire to become an adventure crazed nut like the rest of you, but even I can see that making an emergency exit out of the voicemail is our best option here. Therefore, as a directional courier, I am ordering the shuttle board to make an immediate emergency exit into reality space.
An emergency exit? I want to take Mage Association here, but I have to admit Gorov has a point. One thing for sure, there's something out there that even I can't see. We shouldn't take that lightly. So my vote is for the emergency exit, and as luck would have it, we are very close to the end of the storm wall. That said, there's one thing I want to go over first. We already crossed the border. We are currently in what used to be southern Sweden, somewhere inside Scandinavia Lostbelt. But when we emerge, the risk will be even greater that we're back in Russia.
Oh no, not Russia again!
Carrying out to the future prediction in order to force our way back to reality could result in the entire shadow border coming apart.
Oh shit.
And not just the border, all of you could end up seriously hurt as well. If I assume that if the entire border could come apart, I would assume that we could all die, you know. That's what I got from all that. If your self-aware from 10 days ago happened to overlap with yourself from now, you just having your bodies catch up with their own regulated function will be enough to make you vomit. You know, vomit is not that bad. I mean, it's not fun, but I'd rather vomit than, I guess, implode. Okay, but that ends up happening. Of course, this vehicle's central processing unit, I'll be doing my best to avoid that.
Oh, of course, a little noise is nothing. Just get right out of here, WT. I don't want to spend another second with this unknown thing if I can help it. I'm responsible for all of your lives here, and as such, I refuse to continue avoiding such close proximity to an unknown entity. Get the shadow border to the surface right now. Don't make me repeat myself again. Just hurry.
Alright, if you're ready to face the music, I'll do my best to make sure it's a pleasant tune. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to manual. We don't want the safety function putting on the brakes on autopilot. Are you serious? Doesn't that completely go against the manufacturer recommendation? It says it right here on this paper. We're gonna die. Initiating a high-speed calculation. Prepare to merge in.
In the merge, everyone straight up and take a deep breath while you still can.
Don't worry about it. We're just putting a little more strain on the hull than it is designed for.
Oh shit.
Isn't that incredible dangerous?
That means you know what she's doing. I'm pretty sure at least.
Right, you're right. I believe in her, senpai. Sure, I really don't want to resort to this since it gives me a bad fever. This new small body just isn't resilient as my old one.
I'll do whatever I can to help. Patch me in on this console if you would.
I'll help too.
Thank you. I'm afraid I'm relegated to learning by observing myself, but the more hands the better. If only Mr. Babash were to assist. Oh, that would be cool. Babash, steam golem.
I hear you. But I'm afraid the Spirit Origin Brickhead alone isn't enough to summon him a set of short battles. He just have to make do. Man, wouldn't it be great if another celery dropped into our laps right now? Like say, now? Damn, it didn't work. Ah well, worth a shot. Guess we're on our own after all. Alright.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just wish and hope for the best, and sometimes it doesn't happen anyways. Activating paper moon, initiating plane navigational shot plus minus convergence, commencing shadow border docking sequence into reality boundary, disengaging mirror world plane voyage. I have no idea what all these things means, but they are very scientifically and very important things that none of us probably never will really understand. Reapplying time flow attraction from reality space. 0.4 second difference between target coordinates and current recognition confirmed. That will win tolerance. We're good to go.
Key.
Emergency from void space. 3rd second to arrive at reality space. 0 sail complete. Emergency into reality space.
Whee! Yahoo! Yatta! En helt ny värld!
Turn icy fire century, Götterdämmerung, the good fellow everlasting flame.
Ooh.
So, what are we?
Ooh. Seems cold. Lots of mountains around there. Eh? Gosh. This is awesome, but I'm actually gonna cut for now, and I will be back soon with more. We're gonna continue with Götterdämmerung! We're gonna explore what this gonna have for us. I'm curious actually what there is around here. I'm super excited for this, so thank you for watching. See you later on, and have a continued super great day.